I like to collect and paint Warhammer Fantasy miniatures, mainly dwarves, orcs and goblins that are out of production. And sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you don't. Welcome to another episode of MiniQuest 64. My name is Sergey and today we are going to strip some miniatures. There are many reasons to strip minis. For pre-owned and painted models, maybe you have an old project and want to start again, or you want to strip your first finished minis, which please don't do it, I still got mine. Sometimes you make mistakes and sometimes shit just happens. So let's talk about the most common materials and miniatures you are most likely going to strip. First, we have some metal miniatures from Warhammer Fantasy, then a bunch of old and new models from Age of Sigmar and Fantasy, and some Citadel Finecast, which is a pain in the ass in almost every way. Next up is a 3D printed mini from Mai Ligne 2, and if you came to see some titties, that's not going to happen. So do the right thing and subscribe to the channel. And now, let's see which tools you need. First, we have some nitro thinner and isopropanol 99.9, which I use for cleaning printed minis too, a safety glass as well as some nitro gloves. Old toothbrushes and some metal brushes from the craft store. Paper towels, some tape and a pen for labeling. Make sure to work outside or in a well-ventilated area. I would highly suggest to go outside. But if you have no possibility to do so, you can take a big fan to blow all the fumes outside the window right next to you. Wear a mask though. I took clean jam jars and put all the different minis into them. You could use plastic containers for the isopropanol instead, but not for the nitro thinner. Pay attention, some old metal minis have some plastic parts. Make sure to remove them, as well as all the bases, so you don't destroy the plastic with nitro thinner. Nitro thinner goes into the metal jar only, since every other mini can be cleaned with isopropanol. Next up, we close the jars properly and label everything correctly. Make sure no child or animal can reach them, and tell the people you live with about the stuff you put in, especially if you have some glass containers with a foot labeling. That will prevent any serious accidents. After 2 hours of waiting, we can go outside to scrub the minis clean. Prepare everything with a mat and some paper towels, put on your safety glasses and nitro gloves. I use some tweezers to grab the mini and put them onto my paper towel. Then I start to scrub with a soft wire brush made out of brass. That will clean metal minis in an instant without damaging them. I cleaned my troll this way. I also try to clean as many models as possible in one session. All these were cleaned in 15 minutes. Next up is our 3D print. Be careful with the time you let it in isopropanol, because it will dissolve your mini entirely if you leave it there too long. I wouldn't pass more than 2 hours. A shorter time could be possible too. The Finecast models were starting to get soft and brittle by the time of 2 hours. They were also hard to clean. I tried to make soft movements, but I couldn't get it clean. As I went with more force, some parts broke off. Finecast, not even good for cleaning. Luckily, the standard Citadel miniatures from Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Fantasy were much easier to clean. The paint and primer went off immediately and the mini wasn't getting soft or brittle like the Finecast ones. They had some hard to reach areas though. If you have some complex models like this and can't disassemble it, you will need some smaller brushes to reach every part of the model. Dispose of your waste according to the regulations in your place of residence. Please do not flush the stuff down the toilet. German craftsmanship at its finest. Now let's have a look at all our clean models, which took me about an hour of scrubbing. The metal ones were the easiest to clean, followed by the Citadel standard miniatures. And the Finecast model was the most difficult one. The 3D print was a little hard to clean, but you could always print another one. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again on our next episode. Bye!